My next guest says a big price, and he's a big deal and a big Democrat and a big rich venture capitalist and founder of Ask.com Democrat. He is Garrett Gruener. He's among those 45 millionaires who penned that letter to President Obama last month, urging that he hike taxes on the rich, all of them. Garrett, what do you think of this presidential concession?
Well, I'm a little disappointed that it took essentially bribing the rich in order to push through things that we need in order for the country to move forward. But net, I think the key thing was to move forward on the tax cuts for the 98% of Americans who make up the middle class, and to put in place long-term unemployment benefits. I think that was very important for the maintenance of this recovery.
Now, there are a lot of people in the Democratic leadership, as you know, Garrett, who are protesting this, even threatening to vote against this, even if it embarrasses the president, because they say he folded. Did he fold?
Well, politics is the art of the possible. I think that he's, putting out a position here in the middle, but this is far from over, and it's not at all clear how this is going to work out. The truth of the matter is, when
you say it's not clear it's going to work out, would you be among those saying nix it, even if it means all the rates retroactively go up to what they were? Because what the president was saying is, this was the best deal I could strike right now, because it will be a very inhospitable environment for me and Democrats come January.
I think what this sets up is a 2-year debate about where this country is going forward.
So we got that already. We got that, right?
It is. Well, we've had the first year of what is going to be an extended debate up to 2012. And the Republicans have come out of this as the party that's willing to put the middle class at risk in order to take care of the upper 2%. I'm not sure that's a great place to be in the long run.
And I know that's your view.
Last time I was here.
All right, Garrett, I know that's your view, but the American people seem to have said in the midterm election, and in states that actually looked at surtaxes on millionaires, like Washington State, where they were overwhelmingly rejecting this notion, that even people who are nowhere near that top 2 or 3% reject on face value the idea that you could tax your way to fairness or recovery.
Well, back during the Clinton years, the marginal tax rates were much higher and growth was much higher. During the Eisenhower administration, they were 3 times as high. And as I told you last time I was here, none of the investments that I've ever made has had anything to do with marginal tax rates. So I flat out don't believe the assertion this relates to growth.
All right, I'm sorry. But as I raised with you then, and I'll echo with you now, when Bill Clinton raised those top rates then, he also cut a lot of business-related rates at the time. And we do know in retrospect, and something you know very personally, the Internet boom was beginning to unfold, and tax rates or no, it was about to blossom. And it did. And we do know that the high rate notwithstanding, when President Clinton was leaving office, a recession was gripping. So then there's the facts. The NASDAQ was cut in half. Internet stocks were washed away. And all of this occurred with that top rate.
Yeah, you're laying out a pretty complex history here, which essentially makes the case that marginal tax rates are not the key thing for economic growth.
But would you raise taxes on anyone in a dicey environment? I think it comes back to that.
I would absolutely right now raise taxes on the upper 2%. I think that what we're doing is increasing the deficit, which we really have got to be concerned about, to almost no economic benefit.
But Garrett, you're a multi-millionaire, right?
Like you, Neil, I'm doing well.
All right, I am doing well, and I would be affected by this.
I know.
I'm not doing as well as you, by the way, and I resent that, but that's okay. And you deserve to do well, and you deserve to be that you were very prescient on this whole thing, and you're richly rewarded for it. But there's a big difference between a guy like you, maybe even a guy like me, and the other guy is earning $200,000, $250,000 a year, who all of a sudden now is being thrown into the sort of this, and no offense to you, this guilty lump of rich guys who feel that they should pay more and feel guilty that they can't pay more.
Well, first of all, let's recall that the tax cut for the 98% covers the rich guy, as you describe him, up to $250,000. So he too is getting a tax reduction. But then the question is, well, what happens beyond $250,000? And there were proposals for compromises here to raise that number a bit or what have you. The economic question is, does it make any difference for growth? And my assertion is that it does not.
And why not voluntarily? I wish you had more time, but why not voluntarily? As I raised that,
too.
Just write an extra check to the government. If you believe that's the 45 guys, all of you together did that. We'd go a long way toward handling this, right?
Actually, it would be a nit. But the U.S. government is not a charity. And what we're trying to accomplish as Americans is not a charitable enterprise.
Because 48% of people pay no taxes.
To get America back on track for the middle class.
48% of people pay no income taxes. So that's close to a charity.
Well, but the 1% of Americans got 23.5% of all the income in 2007. That's the reason we have a big economic problem.
45% of the taxes.
But the last time 23.5% went to the upper 1%, we had a depression. And guess what? We're having it all over again. This is the key economic issue that underlies this debate.
Gotcha. Well, we can agree or disagree. I hope never disagreeably. Garrett, very good answer.